Boom, welcome back to the Sebs Show. It's your boy Sebs here. Today we are previewing UFC Fight Night 119, Brunson vs. Machida in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Pretty good fight card from top to bottom. Pretty stacked actually for an FS1 card. Lots of good fights. If you see this, this is one of the better the better free cards of the year, I would say, 100%. This, I think the Winnipeg card right now is what I would say is the best one, but this is up there, one of the best cards of the year for sure. Got just a ton of great matchups from top to bottom, and yeah, we'll be breaking it down as usual, but pretty much we got the return of Leota the Dragon Machida versus Derek Brunson here, which is a big fight. And then we got Covington taking on Maia for a possible title contention fight there. Got some big fights here, guys. So let's run down the list. First up, we got Marcelo Golm and versus Christian Colombo, and from sorry guys, from like what I've seen on Marcelo Golm, I really like. I like how he uses his jab, and he works behind his jab very well. His stand up is pretty crisp. Good ground game as soon as he gets you down. Good heavy ground and pound. Yeah, man, the guy's good all around. Likes to use the crucifix position as soon as he hits the floor with you. That's what he's looking for most of the time, to drop some serious elbows, to work from positions from there, work the Americana or whatnot. Stand up, like I said, he works around his jab very well. Very good boxing for a big man. He's big. He's like 6'4", 250, something like that. Yeah, and him being 5-0, he's finished all 5 of his wins. It's been against lesser competition, but nevertheless, the guys look great. And now he's facing Christian Colombo, who I'm not sure. I gotta check now what his last. I think that last loss was KOB. Colombo's last loss there. But we'll check. I'm pretty sure it was KOB. Yeah. So he hasn't fought in a while, almost a year now. Yeah, this fight was actually supposed to be against Carlos Felipe, and then he got flagged by USADA, so Marcelo Golm stepped in. So yeah, I really like Marcelo Golm here. Was initially a fade on Colombo. Didn't like anything I pretty much saw from Colombo, and I liked what I saw from Golm. And then as I looked more into Golm, really like Golm in this spot, especially at the price I got him at. So I did bet Golm here. I actually max bet Golm 5 units, one at -152 to win 3.28 units. Very confident in that pick. One of the most confident picks of the card for me. So yeah, let's go Golm, baby. Next up, we got Davison Figueiredo, or whatever his name's, Alcantara. I don't know what. They always put a different name. Sherdog has a different name. Tapology has different names. So whatever, we'll go with fucking Davison. And he's going against Jared the Monkey God Brooks. And Jared Brooks, in his debut, looked kind of hesitant against Eric Shelton at some points. Looked to drag the fight a little bit into the decision end. Looked like he wasn't ready to pull the trigger at some point. even though he was hitting takedowns and whatnot, it was worrying me a little bit, especially this fight now being in Brazil. If he's not going to pull the trigger and whatnot, and a guy like Davison, who's gonna be coming forward all the time, constantly pressuring you, constantly throwing combos, um, and he's gonna be looking for submissions as well. It's hard to be winning a decision like that against a guy in Brazil. So this is a pass for me. I think Brooks definitely could beat Figueiredo here, or Alcantara, whatever his name is. I think he definitely could beat him if he works the takedown well, and he works off his jab, and he works because he works very well. He's kind of like Cody Stamann. If you watch Cody Stamann, the way they move in and out of the pocket or of boxing range and coming in with combinations, moving quickly in and out. Kind of he likes to be reminded of a Justin Scoggins, how Scoggins does that a little bit, but Scoggins uses way more different kind of strikes and whatnot. But yeah, I'm going with Jared Brooks here for the win. Actually, I can't lie, guys. Fuck, this is a tough one for me. It's a tough bet for me because I do have Alcantara here. I have him on DraftKings. But just, it's you know what, we're going to go with Alcantara. We're going to go with Alcantara here. I think he gets the job done. I think he just gets the job done against Jared Brooks here in Brazil. So, yeah, I think Jared Brooks gets his first loss. And, yeah, tough 29-28, maybe split decision, though. Next up, we got Zaleski dos Santos versus Max Griffin. I don't think too highly of Max Griffin. I've been tempted to bet Zaleski throughout the week already. Zaleski has some nasty striking, throws a variety of strikes and kicks and whatnot. He's always pressuring forward. Tends to be a little bit wild at times, open for counters and whatnot. And Max has got some pretty crisp boxing when he wants to choose the box and not be wild as well. So it was a little bit hard for me to choose that. But obviously Zaleski has the stand-up advantage. I think if this hits the floor, Zaleski also has the ground advantage as well. Even though I know Max is a monster on the floor, I just think Max is just no slouch on the ground, that's for sure. But I think Zaleski has probably the better wrestling of the two. Tough fight to call, another tough fight to call, honestly. But I'm gonna go with Zaleski here. I'm a little bit tempted to bet him as well. I might bet him a little bit later on. If you guys see me on Twitter, if you see, might be posting that bet later on. But right now, nothing. So, but I got Zaleski dos Santos. We'll go second round knockout or third round knockout. I think he'll finish Max Griffin here. Man, it's hard. I don't know if I should bet it or not yet, guys. Don't know if I. Leave in the comment section if you think about this matchup too. A little confused on this one, guys. If I should bet it or not, or shout me out on Twitter. Next up, we got Jared Flash Gordon versus Hawker Diaz. And Hawker, man, is he's one of those guys that, like, he's not like a gatekeeper of the division, but like you need to beat him to know where you kind of stand in the division. Jared Gordon beats him, I think he'll get a top matchup after Hawker and Diaz, especially the way Jared Gordon finished Michael Quinones in his first matchup, in his debut. Finished him quite handedly and looked vicious doing it. If he can do the same thing to Hawker and Diaz, or put on another performance, a beautiful striking performance like that, and just grinding him out and breaking him down. I think he gets a big shot here, guys, at a big opponent next. But I do have 3 units on Jared Gordon at -147 to win 2.04 units. Pretty confident on this guy, man. Jared Gordon has some serious striking. Doesn't stop coming forward. Lots of pressure. I really like him in this spot too, guys. Against Hucker and Diaz, a guy who's a little bit more patient, going to be looking for that takedown. I think Gordon stuffs his takedowns and just pressures him more of the whole fight here. Next up, we got my boy Antonio Carlos Jr. named Shoeface versus Jack the Hammer Marshman. Pretty simple take I have on this one. I think Shoeface is just levels above him if this hits the ground. Striking wise, I can see Hammer and them and Shoeface having a little bit of a striking war here. Shoeface is no slouch on stand up though. He's got some nice kickboxing, some good Muay Thai, but Jack Marshman's got some real nice crisp boxing. So Shoeface is the best bet probably to get this to the floor, and as soon as he does, I think he's just gonna put a beat down on him. We see Jack Marshman's had some trouble with some takedown defense in his past. I think Shoeface gets him down and really just puts a beating on him. If not, maybe. Sorry, guys. I wonder if you guys can hear me still. Huh. We just got a sorry guys, just got a message saying couldn't hear me. So not sure if I should stop the video or whatnot. And then join the 2 after. We'll go ahead and try that. Boom, we're back, guys. Alright, so like I said, Shoeface all day. Have him in a 5-unit parlay with somebody later in the card. But yeah, I think once he drags him to the floor, I think this fight's fucking over, man. 2nd round strangulation. Next, we got, and by the way, 2nd round strangulation for Antonio Carlos Jr., obviously. Vicente Luque and Nico Price here. Nico Price was getting tagged pretty bad against fucking Alex Morono before he knocking out Joban in his last fight. But man, I'm not sure about this guy. Sometimes, like, in that Joban fight, he looks alright. He looked way more calm. He looked like a little bit better version of himself, a better striker. The Morono fight, he comes out like a wild man. The Brandon Thatch fight comes out like a wild man. So I'm not sure what kind of price we're gonna see here, but against a very seasoned striker like Vicente Luque, who's very dangerous. Wherever this fight goes, he's good on the floor, very, very technical, stand up, knocked out Bilal Muhammad. He's had some serious knockouts, but his last, that knockout against Hector Urbina was nasty. But His last fight was against Leon Edwards, where he looked good in moments, but then got gassed a little bit. I see him in this fight landing a few good shots here, possibly winning 29-28 against Nico Price. Yeah, so I'm on Vicente Luque here. I think he beats Nico Price, but I am passing from a betting perspective. Next up, we got John Hands of Stone Lineker versus Marlon Chito Vera. And man, fucking Marlon Chito Vera's like last submission on Brian Keller was nasty, where he went into a Kimura trap, uh, into a fucking armbar, straight armbar, I believe it was, and very very dangerous. You can see he can finish the fight almost any time. Beat Bad Pickett in the third round after getting pretty much torn up for the fight. Most of the fight he got beat up, and then ended up knocking out Bad Pickett at the end there, the end of the third round. And then, like I said, pulls out this one against Brian Kelleher. So he's on a little bit of a hype train right now, and then he's going against John Hands of Stone Lineker, who's a fucking monster. I believe he should be a minus 500, maybe 600 in this spot, but he opened at like minus 300 or something. This guy does non-stop pressure, non-stop hooks and stuff forward. He's just a fucking monster. It doesn't stop. And he literally has a chin of stone as well. He's got those, like he said, those hands of stone. Fucking wings hooks at you non-stop. He's the guy version of Jessica Andrade. If you guys seen Jessica Andrade and you haven't seen Lineker yet, I hope you've seen Lineker. But this guy's just non-stop with his fucking pressure, man. It's just, he's a little fucking bantamweight. He's not too big for the division, but because he used to fight in flyweight and he's had some trouble making weight. But man, this guy is a fucking monster. And I expect him to be one on Saturday night here. And I have him parlayed with Antonio Carlos Jr., 5 units. I believe at minus 187 to win 2.67 units. So that's Lineker and Carlos Jr. minus 187, 5 units to win 2.67 units. So yeah, man, I'm fucking pretty fucking pumped about this matchup and pretty confident about it as well, guys. Next up, we got Thiago Mareta Santos versus Jack the Joker Hermanson. Joker's got some good movement, man. He doesn't really stop moving in and out from what I've seen on tape and just from what I remember in fights and stuff. Constantly moving. He's got some good ground game as well. Sharp combos. He's a good striker overall. But going against Mareta and those fucking missiles, if he lands one of his heat-seeking missiles on you, it's game over. It's lights out. And he's definitely got, I think, the wrestling advantage to keep this fight standing. And with his style always pressuring forward and whatnot, I think it's only a matter of time till he knocks out Jack Hermanson and he puts him to sleep in Brazil. So I got Thiago Santos, 2.5 units. Santos plus 120 to win 3 units. Very confident in this one as well, guys. I think he gets the job done here. Knocks out Jack the Joker Hermanson. Next up, we got a battle of the old guys here. The vets, the fucking old guys. Francesco Trinaldo versus Jim Miller. Passing on this fight completely, guys. And Jim Miller hasn't been the same poor guy since Lyme disease. But it hasn't stopped him from fighting. I wish he would stop, though. It's never for me to tell somebody when to stop or what's helping them, though. So who knows? But the guy's honestly an animal. In his last few fights he's seen, in his fight against Pettis, his fight against who was it, Poirier, where he just got his that was fight of the night, where they were trading leg kicks, and he pretty much broke Poirier's legs. From what I remember, he didn't break them, but it came pretty fucking close to, well, he entered it pretty badly there. And I actually wondered what exactly my man did to his legs, though. But both of them were losses. His last win was Thiago Alves, UFC 205. So he's coming off 2 losses, fighting Francisco Trinaldo here, who's coming off, I believe, that Kevin Lee loss. And before that, he knocked out Paul Felder. I think Trinaldo has the advantage here just because Kevin Lee had a hard time taking down Trinaldo. Trinaldo keeps his upright. I think he has a striking advantage, and he can grind out a 29-28. It's my what I think about this one, guys. Not too much to say, but pretty much I broke it down in my head. Next fight, we got Pedro Munhoz versus Rob Font. And this is going to be an action-packed fucking fight, man. Both guys coming forward non-stop. Rob Font, great technical striker. Lots of combos under Mark Allegretti. Throws just a plethora of combos, elbows, knees, hooks, punches, just everything. Kicks, everything. And puts it together very, very nicely. He's super technical. He's got some great wrestling as well. And he's going against Pedro Munhoz, who's a great submission artist, and just comes forward and blitzes you most of the time. And this guy's fucking initial blitz is very pressuring, and his hooks, throws a very devastating hook, but his kicks, his Muay Thai especially his body kick, is just devastating. Tough fight, I believe, but I see Rob Font has the advantage on the floor and on the stand-up, so when somebody has the advantage in both aspects of the fight, you gotta take them, and I think he has the heart as well. He's got the better corner, to my understanding. So I went and I took 4 units on Rob Font at minus 187 to win 2.13 units. Big on Font here. I think he grinds out a nasty 30-27 decision in the hometown of Brazil. I think he gets a nice decision here. If not, maybe finishes Pedro a little late. Next up, we got Kobe Chaos Covington versus Damian Maia. And man, Damian Maia is a fucking wizard. Guy is literally, he's got a bag of tricks, man. And a fucking toolbox of tools, sharpened tools, and he just chooses to use whichever one he wants, whenever he wants to. Lately it's been figured out a little bit more, going with an initial half guard takedown, something that he got exposed for 19 times against Tyron Woodley, and I think Colby Covington's an actually better wrestler than Tyron Woodley, so I think he's gonna have the same problems here, guys. Won't be able to get a takedown on Colby Covington. I don't think so, but the guy is a fucking wizard, and Colby Covington's gonna initiate takedowns. So I didn't max bet Colby here. I do think he gets the decision. I think he grinds out a decision. I think he takes down Maia time after time again, and he looks pretty good doing it. I'm a little bit tempted to bet him, especially if the line gets better. I might be betting Colby Covington, but I might be maxing Colby Covington. But for right now, I think he has way too much on the feet for Maia, and when he wants to take him down, can take him down rather easily. I just think this is it will be a one-sided affair, especially you guys will see how much wrestling can dominate over jiu-jitsu. I understand the aspect of Damian Maia is a fucking wizard and pulls shit out of his hat, but against a superior grappler, and I think you guys will see he's just another level of grappling. Colby Covington is. He's just a monster. I put him up there with the Kamaru Usmans and those guys who are just like really, really high level wrestlers. And I think Damian Maia is going to have trouble with him. And for that reason, I have Colby Covington. I put 4 units on him, thinking about putting one more. About 4 units on Covington at minus 126 to win 3.17 units. Thinking about putting 5 though and maxing the bet though. And also think it's going to go all 3 rounds. So I got 2.01 units over 2.5 rounds at minus 201 to win 1 unit. So yeah, pretty confident on Colby Covington here, guys, to get the win, 30-27 in Brazil. Last but not least, we got the return of Lyoto the Dragon Machida coming back and facing Derek Brunson. A lot of people are saying this is going to be a quick matchup or whatnot. They think it's either going to go Brunson knocking him out rather quickly or Machida counter-striking and Brunson getting caught. I do think it'll be quickly as well, but I see the potential for it going. I see the potential for it going a little bit longer than expected. I can see it going 3 or 4 or 5 rounds even, especially at the respect level that Derek Brunson had against Anderson Silva. I can see around the same thing with a great counter striker like Lyoto Machida. He knows he's fighting one of the best ever. He has the wrestling advantage here. He's an NCAA Division II All-American wrestler. If it's not All-American, I know he's a Division II wrestler, though very good wrestler. He's got the wrestling advantage, like I said, and I think he's got the power advantage as well. And we've seen this is a 2.5-year layoff now for an aging Lyoto Machida, who's about 40 years old now. Last fight was against Yoel Romero, where he got knocked out, and before that he got submitted and dominated by Luke Rockhold. This is a hard test to come 2.5-year layoff, and come back and face Derek Brunson. That being said, he can definitely catch Derek Brunson coming in. He's one of the best counter strikers in the world, and you don't forget how to counter strike. But I see if this goes 5 rounds, Derek Brunson all day. But I actually see this ending in the 2nd round, Derek Brunson via TKO. I think he gets him down and he just pounds him out and finishes him. I always talk myself into betting more when I'm doing these breakdowns because I start thinking about the bet even more. But yeah, I got 3 units on Derek Brunson at minus 149 to win 2.01 unit. I think he gets the job done here, guys. I think Brunson's the better fighter, not the better fighter, the better athlete, and I think he implements his wrestling a little bit, and if not, he uses at least level changes and probably knocks Machida out, if not in the 1st, in the 2nd round, guys. So I'm pretty confident on this bet as well. Woo! Just broke down that whole motherfucking card. So let's go through all these bets again. UFC Sao Paulo bets. 4 units, Colby Covington, minus 126 to win 3.17 units. 2.01 units over 2.5 rounds, Colby Covington and Maia, minus 201 to win 1 unit. 3 unit Brunson at 3 units Brunson at minus 149 to win 2.01 units. 4 units Font minus 187 to win 2.13 units. 5 units Golm minus 152 to win 3.28 units. 3 units Flash Gordon minus 147 to win 2.04 units. 5 units, Lineker and Carlos Jr., minus 187 to win 2.67 units. And 2.5 units, Santos to win at plus 120 to win 3 units. So, might max Covington and might add Zaleski, but I'm not sure yet so far. Probably not. But if I see the line get better for Covington, I might have to max him. But yeah, guys, till next time, man. It's your boy Sebs. Peace out. I'll see you for 217. Huge fucking card. Can't wait to break that one down. Let's get it. Peace out.